Hey, everybody. Welcome to 11.0 week. I am your host, Jonathan Crow. I'm Director of Community here at NinjaOne. I've got with me two members of our illustrious product management team, Luke Whitelock and Tom Goings. And guys, thank you for taking time to join us to kick off 11.0 week.
You're very welcome.
So we've got a full agenda for you guys in terms of the week. For those of you who are joining one of these for the first time, it is very conversational. Let us know when you have questions, when you have comments. For those of you who are in Australia or New Zealand, I'm not sure what time it is for you. For those of the folks who are in EMEA, who are in Europe, if you've had access to 11.0, maybe you've had a chance to play around with some of the new features and capabilities that we rolled out. For those of you on the North America instance, you will be getting access to 11.0 and some of the things that we'll be talking about today and throughout the week on Thursday morning. It's going to happen just pretend like Wednesday is Christmas Eve. Santa Ichi Ninja is going to be doing his thing throughout the night. And then in the morning, you'll wake up and you'll have access to all the 11.0 stuff. So throughout this week, we have a webinar coming up with Jeff Hunter, who's always great. And he's going to go over, here are all the things at a high level, kind of an overview for 11.0. But we wanted to take the time to dive in to individual elements of it, to take a little bit of a deeper dive and answer questions, because these days there's so much packed into every single one of NinjaOne's releases. And so today we're going to kick things off by talking about network discovery. And Tom, Luke, this is a big, well, Tom, it's your focus project. Luke, you've got your hands in so many pots. But Tom, why don't you talk a little bit about this before? I understand you're going to show us some things, but why don't you step back and talk a little bit about network discovery overall and kind of your goals there?
Okay, so last year we developed our own NMS product where we also had an ad hoc network discovery that was able to go out and help you find devices to bring into NMS. So when I came to Ninja in January, I took over the NMS team along with the network discovery. And our goal was to make it a more enterprise level tool that had full information, so no longer ephemeral. It was meant to be persistent information on the network discovery, along with using some of the technologies to do more in-depth network discovery, adding more protocol besides just ICMP ping or SNMP, and also allowing you to get information in the space of that area. So I'll slow down a little. I think my net connection's a little shoddy right now. So let me know if that continues to go bad and I can switch network connections.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it, Tom. Yeah, you're going in and out a little bit there, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll resolve for when you're showing off your demo. Luke, anything else you wanted to add? Why are you here on this call?
So I wanted to start showing off some things we've got coming into IT asset management, which are going to start to tie in and be related to like network discovery in the future. So I thought it kind of lines up with this. So I thought I'd show off some bits while you're seeing network discovery to see where it's going to head in the future.
Awesome. Okay, sounds good. Well, Tom, if you're not frozen, we can give you if you want to try sharing your screen, we can try to get into that. And if not, while Tom's doing that, actually, if anyone has any questions for starters, anyone who's watching now who has access to 11.0, one of the first things that we want to cover, it's a little confusing sometimes. Ninja likes to release things early. We like to give early access to folks. We like to get feedback. There's going to be some features, products, capabilities that are available right at the start of releases. They're available to everybody. There's going to be others that you'll need to reach out to your account manager to get access to. And then there's some early access stuff that the super early things you have to actually, you can sign an NDA. You can join the Discord, which Robin pulled up a QR code for. Oh, there we go, Tom. That looks a lot better. And you can actually get involved in some beta and alpha projects and give feedback like that. So before we get into this, Tom, why don't we set that guideline for those folks who want to get access to network discovery? How do they go about that for right now?
So currently going into 11, it's early access. So it's just reach out to your account manager and they can enable it. What I will do is I'll show you where it exists and some of the key differences between the NMS network discovery that was ad hoc and what is network discovery, along with a brief demo of what's going on in that space.
Awesome. Sounds great. All right.
Really, really easy. Or, if I'm on Discord, you can ping me and I can get the AM to do it as well. So multiple ways to get it in.
Perfect. Really appreciate you guys being such an active part of the Discord as always. Well, gentlemen, let's get right to it. Let's show the folks what they want to see. And everybody, if you have questions along the way, things Tom's showing, just let us know.
Let me know if you see my screen.
Yeah, we got access to it.
Okay. So network discovery has been the goal all along. So you go into the device, you have the NMS network discovery. This is old network discovery. I'm going to pull up the screen just so you can see what it looks like. It's still called ad hoc. We're not too worried about that. This will be going away. So we're not going to be keeping this around until forever. So as soon as we're sure that it is better than what we have, the new network discovery. You'll also notice the credentials are required and just the basic information of organization and so on. But if I go into network discovery, a couple of things you'll notice that we've split out the Telnet and SSH credentials, and we've added Windows credentials, and we've made it optional. The idea here was that you can do a scan without having to have credentials. You can find things still using various discovery methodologies, UDP, TCP, ports, and then if you have SNMP or Telnet credentials, we'll attempt to log in. Same with Windows credentials. And this is setting us up for when we are able to attempt to do an install of the Windows agent. So the whole idea of network discovery is find everything and bring it under control. Or, as Luke will show you, put it into an unmanaged asset location so that we can then enable you to do more with your environment. So you're going to pick a basic organization. So I like to use just any of them out there. Enterprise North, main office. The probes are the same. So what it is it's going to give you a list of Windows devices that currently can accept a probe. You choose it. If it does not exist, it will do the install before it does the network discovery. And then you put in an IP address or range of IP address, or so you could do, if I can type, you can use CIDR, whatever. Any way to do it. You can choose credentials. Again, this would have to be within that organization that you've chosen above. You can do up to 2 SNMP credentials, Windows credentials, and so on. And then when you hit the Run Discovery, the entertainment window is a little different at this point in time. It actually will pop up and just show you a list. We're no longer showing you the models and makes. That's done elsewhere. We've had a couple of issues with our demo environment showing up quickly for the network discovery. So what happens is it will come up, it'll show up, you can close, and it is still in progress. You don't have to sit there and watch. You can do the job history table. You can close and continue. And this is where the job history table shows up underneath devices discovery, underneath the administration tab. So you now have a job history to show you everything that has been ran and any of the scan results that is found and any credentials that was used. Along with that, we have saved jobs. You can run, so rerun them, edit, clone. So no more do you have to go in and re-add the information over and over and over again. You can just run. One thing I failed to mention from the job history is you can run or save. So this is one of those things that you can go in, do a test, make sure that it's working. Oh, look, the job history is there. I want to set this up as a saved job. And then in release 12, the reason it's still early access, we will give you the ability to run these as a schedule. So you can continuously look for information on your network, find things that are not managed, things that have been added. The whole idea here is if you don't know it exists, how do you secure or how do you manage those devices? With continuous network discovery, you're able to go in and find that information. So now the next most important thing is if you go to the devices discovered table, This will give you a list of everything that has been found in your network by either the network discovery job, the Intune job, anything that is going out and finding data from those types of integrations currently will be in this specific area. From here, you can do convert to NMS device, or you can convert to unmanaged. You'll also notice that we are saying within this table that it is a managed device and it is currently linked, which will give you the ability to go to those devices within the device table. So this is a different table than just standard devices. The discovered device table is its own. You also have the Windows devices that are in here or any other managed devices. So this is the current iterations of the discovered device table and all of those things. So again, just a way so that you can persistently keep this. I'm going to do a conversion on this device. I'm going to just call it an NMS other. So now you see that I've converted that over to NMS. If I go into this device, so OS SEW sus, you can do your settings, so you can add your SNMP credentials to see if it goes in there. And if you so desire, you can delete the device. Maybe you put it in wrong. Go back to the dashboard, devices discovered, and it's still there. So it doesn't delete it from the discovered device table. It still shows it's there. Other information you can see from this table is you can see the ports, that it's Windows. You can see that it's delegate. You can also see the last discovered date. So additional information that helps you review the discovery. I'm going to stop there. That's network discovery in a nutshell. We wanted to make this extremely simple to use, not overly complex, and just very easy. So questions or comments? Anything come in?
I saw Eric mention, he's like, oh man, network discovery is really slow no matter what the tool. I don't know if there's specific things that we've done to try to address that challenge, but I'm curious from the folks watching, does this check your boxes for what you're looking for? As Tom mentioned, that in the Ninja way, we tend to release things in a basic version first and then add on to them over time. What else are you looking for? And any questions y'all have, definitely hit us up. Now is a good time while you've got Tom and Luke both captive here. And while we wait for that, anything else, Tom? Go ahead.
So I can kind of answer the network discovery slowness thing. The situation with that is I've been doing this for years with network discovery. I've used multiple products. I've used BMC's network discovery. I've used ServiceNow's network discovery. I used to build for a competitor's discovery product as a product manager who will remain nameless. So there are things you can do to speed it up. We're looking at that for future releases much later. Like right now, we want to make sure we have a solid product. Things like knowing that the devices exist on those specific IP addresses. But in general, you're right. It depends on the network. It depends on the density of the network. We've actually found that if there are more devices on like a class C, 254 addresses, so if it has like 250, it's super fast. It's actually the empty space that slows us down, because if it doesn't respond, it takes longer to say, oh, it's not actually working. So when you have things like that, that's what actually slows it down. And it also could be various issues with the device you chose, like maybe it's overloaded, things like that. That's really the reason for the slowness there in that specific area. I also saw something about an SNMP library. That's a discussion for another time. That's not what we're here to discuss today, but yes, we are looking at it, and we are looking at doing better with the ability to do better OID monitoring.
Here's another one for you.
Yes, because it's not released yet, Eric. It will not be released until 13. For network discovery will be Windows only, and then the Windows credentials, but there won't be there. NMS devices should work, and you should be able to use SNMP credentials. If you're talking about something like AD discovery, that's a completely different topic as well.
Yeah, and just to give Luke, I know that you want to share some things from your screen too. Just to give some folks context. So we're at 11, right? The NinjaOne 11 release, and as you all noticed, customers who have been with us for a while, things have really kind of settled into a pretty quick cadence where I mean, gosh, we were just having 10.0 week in October, and so a couple months. So when we're talking about 12 and 13, we're getting into Q1 and everything. It's getting into next year, but it's not forever. I know that you guys, the product managers, you're in your heads, you're kind of living in 13 and 14 already, and then you have to come back in time to be like, okay, wait, what was in 11 again? So all these things are coming pretty quickly. Okay, before you share, Luke, we got a couple other questions. Hey, Eric, thanks again for being here and for being active in the chat. Yeah, device 42.
So I'm familiar with it. The network management piece that we have, like in general, is not comparable to a lot of products today. I'm going to be completely blunt and honest. Like, there's a lot of things that we need to do in order to be competitors to Device 42, AVIX, PRTGs, as far as like SNMP monitoring goes. From a device discovery standpoint, I would say that we are a good way down the path of what any of the other products are doing. We have a single probe that goes out and does a scan, uses multiple protocols, gets that information, stores it. There will be things that we want to do as we move forward, better credential management, better second pass discoveries, things like that. So I think we are comparable in the discovery world to just about everything that's out there. There are some nuances if you look at other products in the enterprise space, like Tanium compared to like ServiceNow compared to like BMC. So the goal is to be at an 80% space there.
Awesome. And then last one, just another like behind the curtain here.
We leverage
multi-threading. Yeah.
Right. Like we leverage multi-threading to go out and do those things very quickly. Just as an FYI, we are able to go out and say, give me, all of the pings for those things. I don't know how extensive. I don't know if we're doing 254 device scans at a moment, or if it's a smaller number, but I do know that we have that. The other thing is we're at 4,094 devices. So we do a slash, I'm probably going to screw this up, but we do a /20. Our goal for the next year and what's on our roadmap is to try to get that up to at least a class B, to keep extending that out. So we will have to do more multi-threading, more functional testing. How big can the device get, and so on and so forth.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Keep the questions coming. Luke, I saw you brought up your screen. Let's check it out.
Cool. So I wanted to talk about something we're adding to IT asset management, which is going to tie into the network discovery and other bits of discovery in the future. I thought I'd just start with going through discovery and looking at that from like an IT asset management point of view. So I think as Eric was asking about Device 42, like our most similar product to that is IT asset management. We kind of definitely be competing with Device 42 as that matures. So we have things like the license management part. We have the ability to track everything. We're working better at like interacting with barcode scanners and things like that. But yeah, so for here, I've got an example. So device discovery, how we built this, it's not just for network discovery. We built it as really a discovery framework. So network is one source, Intune's another source. The plan is to expand this to integrate with a lot of other things, just to try and gather as much details and data about a device as we can find. So if we have a look here, I've got this desktop. So this was on a network. It was also enrolled in Intune, and I did a device discovery. So if I go into this, it's got linked automatically. And if I go into details, you see me started to augment this device with some extra information. So I get some core info from Intune, things like, is it compliant? When was it last day? When was it enrolled? When did it last check into Intune? How is it actually joined? Is it registered? I then get some same augmented details from the network discovery side of things. So I can see like what IP address did it have when it was found? When was it last found? What was its response times and things like that. And then I've also got some links to hop into Intune, so I could go and look at this device in Intune and manage it directly. So this is just the first version of augmenting things. The plan is to enhance this and elevate it as time goes on. So we just started out basic, but this will definitely grow over time. And everything here has been built as a framework. So adding new sources, as we build new integrations, it can all just start to augment and give you more information about devices as time goes on. So one of those things that we want to do and start augmenting more is to start populating a new feature we've added, which is asset relations, which is part of asset management. So in here, what you can now start to do is similar to related items. You can say this is linked to something else, but you can also now start to describe those relations. So I can start building up like directional dependencies, saying, hey, is this used by, is it owned by, is there a dependency here? How is this actually related to something else? So how this works is if you go into the asset management admin page, we've added this new section called entity relationships, so you can come in and start managing these. So we have some system ones which we're going to keep there always, but you can also come in and define your own ones. You can then say, is it just a one-way relationship where it's called the same thing both directions, or we can come in and say, hey, it's going to be called this in one direction and this in another direction, just so you can really start building up like, how is this linked to something else? How does it work? So the next part of that, if we go back to that device, so in here, you can define the relations. I can click and move between them. But what I can also do is start to view relationships. So in here, it's going to show me the forward-looking relationships of, well, okay, this is related to the end user. End user then has a dependency on this password. So you'll be able to start browsing out and viewing things. This first version is a very simple version of that, but this is soon going to evolve into being like a full relationship map. So you'll be able to look at something and see, hey, okay, this user, they've logged a ticket. I can see they use this service, which uses this database. Oh, this server powers this database and that's got a problem on, just to help you really speed up being able to resolve problems by getting that full picture of what does everything depend on, how is everything related. So what we really want to do with like especially the network discovery side of things, all of our other discovery source information, is to start to build this out automatically. So starting to be able to see things like, hey, this device, this VM runs in this host, let's make a relation there, this software is assigned to this user, and just start building up all of those different dependencies. So fill out this map as much as we can automatically. And that's where we really want to go. So one last bit I wanted to show you about this is we've also got some useful information for doing, some more useful feature for doing, finding things which are related to other things. So what I've got in device search here is I've built up a group called USB drives. So this is just a simple filter, saying, hey, show me all unmanaged devices which are a USB drive. What you could do here is have an unmanaged printer role. You could filter down by custom field, say, hey, give me a list of all the printers of this specific make and model. What you can then do with that saved group is I can come back to my device list and I can say, hey, I want to do an asset relationship lookup. I want to find everything that is used by, everything that's used by a USB drive. So this is where you could say, hey, I want to find every device which has got this kind of printer, this kind of USB, this device attached to it. And this will now filter it down to any of the devices which have that relationship. So I'm essentially looking at, this is my group of devices which are related in this way to this other group of devices. Just giving you that super quick way to say, hey, we've got major problems with this bit of hardware. Tell me every other computer that's just connected to it. Tell me every user that has one issued. Just filter down things that way. So that's really how this ties in with the network discovery parts of things, and where we're going with asset management.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Luke. I'm going to pause there and let give people time. Last call for questions and everything. Some of this stuff that you can kind of see all the pieces coming together. And this is part of the reason why Luke appears on multiple of these things throughout the week. You're working on ticketing, PSA, but also asset management. And then as you're showing here, a lot of these things are coming together in really cool, interesting ways.
So just saw a question from Eric there. Yes, today it's manually defining them. We've got coming in 12.0 the ability to start creating unmanaged devices and their relations via scripts. So you could write a script to say, hey, create monitors for each thing. But yeah, the end goal here is to have as much of this done automatically and populating automatically. Yeah, there's plans to extend for the software license management question there. Plans to automatically add endpoint inventory software as predefined options. Yes, there will. We're going to extend that. The best thing to do for now is if you submit some feedback through the dojo or any of the other ones, ask for that. It helps us prioritize it and do things quicker. But yeah, that's the goal, to elevate that and start populating things as much automatically, building integrations to things like Microsoft 365 to bring that data in, and integrating with other key tools, and then leveraging the data we've got to try and just build up that library for you.
Thank you again, Eric. All right, guys. Well, right on time here, basically. Before you go, well, last call. If you need other questions, let us know while I am telling you all about what's coming for the rest of the week. So, like I mentioned, we're going to have Luke back, I believe, on Thursday, but tomorrow we'll be back at, let's see, 12 p.m., so noon Eastern, a little bit later, to talk about Intra ID backup with NinjaOne SaaS backup and Drop Suite. And then we're going to be following that up with Wednesday. Kite, the PM, Kite Archer, is going to be joining us and talking about some new flexible reporting options you'll have using data tables, which is cool. Then we're getting Luke back on Thursday to talk about additional updates to ticketing, documentation, PSA. And we're closing out the 11.0 week on Friday talking about OS deployment, which is something that folks have been asking us about for a very long time. Dan Myers, who's the backup PM, he's actually PM of that one as well. So he'll be joining us on Friday. All right. And thank you, JT. Always good to hear that. Stay tuned, everybody. We got lots more to come throughout the week, but thank you both, Luke and Tom, for joining us. Really appreciate you guys taking the time. And thank you, everybody, for watching. This is going to be available if you're coming in late or if you want to share this with colleagues. It's going to be available right on YouTube. That's where you'll be able to see all of these live streams. Thank you, everybody. Can't wait for you guys to get your hands on 11.0. Join the Discord if you haven't already. You can connect with Tom and Luke there. You can leave your feedback for 11.0 and all the changes and talk with others, see what they're doing and how they're leveraging the new features and capabilities. But in the meantime, happy Monday, everybody. Thank you guys again. Take care and see you soon.